Good morning. Good morning. And again, good morning. This is the 1 Minute Prayer Live, and I'm your host, Pastor Willie, and I'm so glad to join you today. Woke up this morning, 5 a.m. Again, Wednesday morning is the day that Ella, she wakes up and she joins a prayer group at 5:30 a.m. And when the alarm wakes up, I wake up with it and I begin my morning prayer. Um, at least on Wednesdays, about 5 a.m. Other days of the week, maybe at about 6:30 a.m. But Wednesdays, I start early and I begin to pray and I begin to seek God's will for the day. You know, my four prayer statement, and it's always, Lord, uh, I surrender. Lord, lead me. Lord, deliver me. Then, Lord, forgive me. Um, and those are the things that I start my day off every single day as I pray. And as I use those as my prayer guide, I add to them. I don't just say those four things, because when I'm saying, Lord, I surrender, I begin to add those things that I'm grateful to God for. As I say, the holy, our Father who art in heaven, holy be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done in me or in earth. And that's when I began to talk about surrendering. Your will be done in me, Lord, I surrender. That makes sense to everybody. I'm starting off already this morning in my prayer mode, but as I said, I've already been there all day. And then after I go through my prayer, Lord allowed me to nap for another hour or so, and I got up on time to make some notes and to hear again what was on His heart for us today. And I'm grateful to God for the journey that He allows us on, and for those of you who join us every single week as we pray together and we talk to God about His will for us in this journey. Today, my heart is full. I'm praying for someone directly who messaged me this morning, and it was in line, our message was in line with what I have been feeling for the last few days, and that's seeking God's peace. I've been praying for God's peace. I was talking to a gentleman yesterday, really about something on me and Ella's behalf, and we were talking about the scenario, and I said, at the end of the day, I just want some peace. I wish I had somebody this morning to understand that sometimes we go through things, and even sometimes when there's really nothing really wrong, but the day is jammed. I'll give an example, like today is a full day. I have this morning with you in a meeting shortly after. But once all said and done, then I have a very large event at 12 o'clock that I've been um, blessed to be asked to be a panelist on. And I'm excited about that. But even with that, your mind gets to moving and gets to moving and gets to moving. And so, Lord, I want some peace. And I go from 9 to 12 to 2 to 4 today with activity. And in the midst of that, there are things that I need to do. So, Lord, I want some peace. Anybody want some peace this morning? So, again, I want to remind everybody how to, want folks to become a member or a part of the 1 Minute Prayer movement, where together we can watch God move. I don't have a script on it. I don't have, I didn't spend a whole week trying to study that in that way. I'm coming from my heart today because I know enough about the Bible that I'm able to talk about what God provides for us after 40 years of pastoring and leading congregations. Today, I'm leading you all as a congregation to say to you all that in the midst of, I said earlier, in the midst of our trial, our trouble, and our test, God can and will provide peace. And it's the peace that surpasses understanding. Sometimes we don't know why we go through what we go through. We don't understand why things happen and why we let things happen. I don't know. When I think about, again, I had a message this morning, and I speak peace to that, because we just need peace in certain scenarios and situations so that we can continue to live our life the way God will have us to live. There are things in our life that won't ever change. Um, we can, and so what we look for is the change of heart and mind. So that's why I looked at that. He says he would give us, the peace of God, not my peace, not trying to figure it out my way. I don't understand. I don't. And that's why we want the peace that surpasses all understand. I want that kind of peace that when I'm walking every day, I already know that I'm walking and talking with Jesus. I already know that God has already directed my path. Come on, somebody. I already know that God has made a way out of no way. That kind of peace. You with me? I already know that God will shall be done. And even in the midst of it all, when I think about people like Joseph in the Bible who went through the journey that he went through and ended up in the pit like he did and ended up in the jail like he did, but yet God used that because he stayed on the journey. He stayed on the path. He stayed in the will of God. And many times we fall. And believe me, y'all, I understand we have fallen short. We've made mistakes. But in the midst of that, I trust God. And more than that, I trust him to give me peace in the midst of all of the past, that I can move forward in my presence. Somebody say, move forward in my presence. Are you with me today? Sometimes we need to know that God is with us so that we can move forward in our presence. And so I want to make sure that you all understand God will supply. I didn't say might, I said he will supply your every need. But I pray that we will walk in his will as it's being done. Is that all right? God bless you. I love you. And guess what? There is nothing you can do about it. I look forward to seeing you at the same time right here next week. God bless.